Welcome back again. We're still trying to figure out what to talk about today.
We have very limited time, and so we have time to do it. We don't have time to think about what we're doing. But you said that you identified that speed is what you're all about. So
Yeah,
here we are,
yep,
figuring it out later.
Yep, just on the roll.
I really like having a drink, but I don't feel like it's realistic to actually drink it while we're doing this.
Oh, no, I was going to talk to you about I heard this, I was listening to this podcast the other day, and there was this guy that was talking about how we need to, like, make this change from, like, being such a digitally integrated society, technologically integrated society, go back to, all the things that you can do when you're in tune with your inner, like, body, and I don't know, when you pay more attention to the earth and
the
nature.
Earth, stand in the dirt. No, I think that's good. This is like my point about doing interviews and self-reflection, because I think that it's easy to be a consumer, consuming all sorts of information and entertainment and information. But if you never stop to reflect on your own life, because I find that about myself, like sometimes I feel like I know more about like people on social media than I know about myself. Like I could tell their life story almost better than I could tell mine.
Right.
Because they've gone through that process and thought about it, and then they communicate that. And I feel like sometimes I don't do that. So I've been trying to do it more during the baby's naps. But it is something I would like to do more.
Self-reflect?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I've never really been a self-reflection person up until probably 2020, 2021. That's kind of when I started doing the whole self-reflecting thing. Definitely has made an impact.
What do you do? I feel like I need another table that doesn't have that connected to the microphones, because every time I set my cup of Joe
Well,
down,
if we move the bookshelf over here in the center, then you could put your coffee right there,
You're going to put my coffee on top of the bookshelf?
No. Well, okay, so then even better yet, we could put the bookshelf there.
You're getting off topic.
I am. Self-reflecting.
What do you do to self-reflect today? Now, like in the past week. Because you have to be real. You can't like make up some BS answer about what you would do. I want to know what you actually do.
Well, I don't self-reflect like you do.
What does that mean? I barely self-reflect at all.
Well,
I am working on it.
That means I'm a little bit behind you. So you're probably like a 3% self-reflector. I'm probably like a 1 to 2% self-reflector.
No, I think that you self-reflect a lot. I think that you've just been busy lately, so you haven't done that very much.
Yeah, I can't remember what I've self-reflected on other than the couple of times at work where I just sit there and think about how I got here. A couple of times. No, I don't know. What I'm saying is I don't self-reflect the same way you do, because you spend a lot of time like writing things down and really thinking about how this affects that and what would happen if I did this, or maybe I should change that. You do a lot of that. I don't think I've self-reflected enough to realize how I self-reflect.
So something you reflect on. Okay, so my theory is that, so my guilty pleasure is the Kardashians after hours. Like after everyone goes to bed, I watch like one episode. And people have so many opinions about them. This is not about that. But what I think is so interesting is they do the show, and it's a reality, quote unquote reality show, whatever the heck that means. We all know it's not real. But they have these interviews, but like it's real life stuff that happens. It's just dramatized, whatever. But they do all these interviews with the producers and whatnot, where they're asking them all these questions. And so they have to come up with formulated answers and actually think about these things that happen to them. And I think that there's value in that. And so I just think it's like you in your own life. And then the same with people on social media. It's like when you go on social media to tell a story or to sell something or whatever, you have come up with a reason why you're doing that, or you've thought things through, and so you're just naturally reflecting, even though it might not feel
natural
like that. And I feel like sometimes I go through periods where I don't do any of that, so I just would like to do more of that.
No, yeah, I think that's good. Boy, man, it is hard to find a balance though, because I was just reflecting on why I don't self-reflect, and it's like because my days are so busy that it's like from the time I get up in the morning to the time I go to bed, I'm trying to either consume a book or a podcast or keep up with, something that's going on, whether it's like politics or philosophy or something like that. So like, where's the time to self-reflect in that? And that's like something that I need to take ownership of and say, hey, I'm going to make this drive home in silence and reflect on the day and the events of the day and the things that I could have done better, and focus on how I can actually grow in my own life, like you said, versus just being a consumer and consuming all of this information.
Sometimes when I drive by myself, I will talk to myself. Like I'll act like I'm somebody else too, and we'll have a conversation. Because I feel like sometimes it's better than just doing it in your head. And you get some interesting things from that.
I used to do that a lot. It's interesting. Like if you don't self-reflect, it's very interesting to stop and see, oh man, I have not thought about how I got here or how I became this person in such a long time that like it's almost kind of hard to even see where along the lines you changed. You just get into this habit of doing X, Y, and Z, and you don't actually focus on where you're going as a person. So then you could totally end up like somewhere you never wanted to be or never thought about being, just by saying, oh, I'm just not going to self-reflect or think about what's affecting me in a positive way and what's affecting me in a negative way. And then one day you just wake up and it's been 30 years and you're this complete different person than who you wanted to be.
Is that your fear?
Yeah, actually. No, I don't want to wake up in 30 years and never have done what I wanted to do and just become some out of shape guy who's sitting on the couch watching football and hasn't
you don't
paid
have to be. That's
I know, dude. I haven't watched a football game in so long. It's kind of sad.
Sad?
No, other people might say it's sad, but it's been a long time.
I'm not a big sports girl.
Yeah,
I like to do sports. I don't like to watch sports.
Yeah. I don't know who said it, but that one quote about have you ever heard that quote where it's this dude's like, why would I sit there and watch millionaires play a game when I have like no attachment to whether they win or lose? It doesn't have a real effect on my life. Why would I'm wasting my time. I have no money. I'm not successful in life.
That's a quote. That's a very odd quote.
Yeah, I'm really jacking it up.
I think you might just be taking your wife's perspective and making it into a quote from someone else.
No, I heard somebody say it somewhere.
Well, whoever said it is probably really smart.
Yeah, my wife included.
That's my theory on sports. I'm all for sports. I think sports are great. I love to play them. But nothing on the planet makes me feel like a lazier person than watching other people play sports. And the kicker is people who are on the sidelines or their couch who think they could do it better. They could coach better. They could play better. Like, I just don't have any patience for that, because I'm like, I have never seen you catch a football while running and being
I haven't seen you run in a little while.
Yeah. I'm chased by other people, but somehow here from your couch while you're eating your potato chips with your sour cream dip, you could do it better. Like, it just really boils my blood. And so I have said, and I stand by this, because when I was in college, I had season tickets to the college football team, which was fun for like 2 years. And then I was over it because it just felt like a chore. But I said that I would rather run a marathon every home game than watch a football game, like have season tickets and watch a football game. Because football games, one, are so long, like 4 hours, and I could run a marathon in 4 hours, then I would rather do that while you guys are all watching this stupid game and turning your brain into mush. While, yes, the people on the field are like either setting themselves up for a life of success or they're already making boatloads of money. And then you've just sat there and only gotten worse. Now, there's like a smidge of an argument for like camaraderie and socialization. I get that. But like you can just get together with your friends without having it need to be for like all staring at the same screen, watching other people do something productive. Like you could all go run a marathon together.
Yeah. Yeah, you could go run a marathon together. Yeah, that's I can't. It's just hard to think about like sitting on the couch, drinking a 24 pack of beer, eating Doritos, watching a football game.
No, people love it though, and I'm the minority. I'm often the minority in these types of things. But anyway, it's all about self-reflection. I have reflected on why I hate watching other people play sports. Now, if it's like your kid or something, then that's different. But even that, I feel like when I'm a soccer mom or a jiu-jitsu mom or whatever kind of mom, I'm gonna be the one on the sidelines who's like doing burpees or something because I'm not gonna like watch my kid work
like you
out.
Should be the coach.
No. And then just like be sitting there in my lawn chair doing nothing.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a blast. That's like the thing. Like I want our kids to do sports because I want them to be active, but like I don't want to force them to just like be a baseball player or be a basketball player or even be a jiu-jitsu athlete.
Well, I mean, playing sports is a whole different conversation.
Well, I
or
know.
Like if you know someone, that's the other thing. If you know someone on the team, then obviously like you would show up. Like if your husband's an NFL player or something, obviously you're gonna go to the games and watch the games. Like that makes sense because you have some stake in it. But when you don't know anyone, and when even those people have no allegiance to their team, like and you're dying when your team dies, like it ruins your whole week, and you're like, okay, that player would tomorrow move to another team if their paycheck allowed for it, but you're gonna like ruin your life because they lost and be so like riot the streets when your team
loses. So that you brought up an interesting point, like the allegiance thing. Like, do you think that that's kind of gone away? Because I kind of feel like nobody really has allegiance to anything anymore.
I think there's a lot less allegiance to sports in general because of fantasy leagues. Because now it's very individualistic. You're just like rooting for a player. But I do think there are still lots of people who have allegiance to sports teams that, in my opinion, makes no sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with that. Like, there probably are still a good bit of people that have allegiances to certain teams, and maybe I'm isolated. Maybe I'm in a bubble. But it feels like to me like allegiances and like loyalties and stuff are kind of like going away in general. You know, like when like.
No, I think people just have like weird allegiances and misaligned allegiances to things that they. I mean, because what's like the problem in the whole world is like people have these really strong allegiances to like the left or the right or this country or that country, and you're like, maybe some of that stuff should turn more like fantasy football league where they like look at individuals.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, I think when it comes to sports, people are more into just particular players for their own gain.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm older now, but it feels like, it definitely feels like allegiances to certain teams and stuff is like kind of fizzled out.
Well, I think it's just the nature of the world we live in, where you can learn before, like even 30 years ago, you couldn't learn about each individual player on the team. Mm-hmm. It was
you
just
like, heard that the team was doing this.
Or, I like the Steelers or the Eagles. I really like the Eagles. And like that was your team for whatever reason and you just like stuck to that. But now if you want, you can know so much about individual players. And so then if you like form an attachment to a player, and that's the other thing, like if you're a big Brett Favre guy, I mean, this is old, but this is how much I keep up with sports. This is the last time I was involved in NFL football.
1990s.
But if you're a big Brett Favre guy, and so you're a big Packers fan, and then all of a sudden he gets traded to the Vikings, who like was your nemesis, are you a Brett Favre fan or are you a Packers fan? Because like you've spent your whole fan career hating the Vikings, and now what, you love them? Like it's just, I have no space for it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't know. Did he go back?
I have no idea.
Eventually. I don't know either.
No. All I know is that
he does those commercials for the copper armband now.
Oh, does he? Nice.
At least like 10 years ago he did. I don't know where he is now.
Yeah, I don't either. I know I've heard that he had a lot of concussions and had some bad CTE and stuff. I don't know, that's kind of interesting too. Like I don't know, it feels like the NFL got worse. I mean, I understand that it's not as much fun to watch anymore with like all the rule changes that they've had.
Yeah,
but,
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I just like watching, well, I don't like watching, but if I had to pick one, I would watch, I think, now I can't even remember. Whichever one lets the ball touch the ground and someone can like pick it up and keep running.
Rugby?
No, it's college or NFL. One of them has a rule. I think it must be
college
or NFL, where like the ball can touch the ground and someone else can pick it up and keep running. But in college, if it touches the ground, like the play's over or whatever. I always thought it was way more interesting because plays could be more engaging and dynamic if the ball can like touch the ground and then you can pick it up and keep running. I don't know. Like I said,
I'm trying to think of what rule that is.
I don't watch.
There's like certain circumstances where that would apply to both. The differences between college and NFL are, man, there used to be some big differences, but I can't remember what they are.
No, you're asking the wrong person. I literally had, and I still have it, a Philadelphia Eagles sweatshirt from the 90s that I still wear. It's a great sweatshirt, but I have to be very particular about when I wear it. And same, I have a Manchester United jacket that a friend got me. Shout out to Sarah. But I have to be very particular when I wear these things because every single time people will like chat with me about
the team,
and I have no idea what's going on. Like I used to kind of look it up so I would at least know like if they were playing that day.
Yeah.
But one time on campus in college, some guy literally started singing me the fight song for Manchester United. And I was like,
don't know what you're singing, bro.
Yeah. And there were at least 2 other times where people started a conversation with me about the Eagles and I was wearing the Eagles sweatshirt. And I like did not realize they were talking to me.
Oh.
Because I, again, just wear the sweatshirt. I don't keep up. And yeah, there was one other time where I was wearing the Eagles sweatshirt and this guy, I was walking to class. This guy starts chatting with me about the Eagles. And I knew enough to like know that Donovan McNabb was the quarterback. Mm-hmm. And that was like the end of my knowledge. And so he's like chatting with me and I was acting like I knew what was going on. But I was like, I really hope this guy's not in my class because like we're going to walk and we will get to a certain point where he's going to realize that I don't know anything. Nothing. And so thankfully our walk was very short and he was in a different class. But I was like, I'm about to be found out if like we walk 10 more steps and he asks any sort of question with real depth.
Did you see how many yards he got in last week's game?
Yeah. No. Okay, so you're becoming more self-reflective.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Donovan McNabb was my guy. Probably, let's see, what year of school were you in?
That was like in I don't know, somewhere between 2011 and 2014 or 15.
Was he still
maybe?
the quarterback then?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
I could have it could have been like, oh yeah, he's not as good as Donovan McNabb, you know, like the new quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Like, I could have made that kind of remark that shows, like, oh, I've been an Eagles fan for a really long time. I have no idea.
Wow.
There was like a Michael maybe that became the quarterback after him.
Michael Vick.
No, didn't he do some bad stuff?
Yeah, he got arrested for dogfighting, I think.
Oh.
I think.
Okay, anyway.
It's been a while. But then I'm pretty sure he went to be the quarterback of the Eagles after that.
I mean, I know his name, so.
Yeah, that's bonus points, I guess, for you. Are you going to watch the World Cup next year?
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
Nope.
Okay. Well, that was way too quick of an answer. It's gonna
one time while the World Cup was playing, I went to a Mexican restaurant. And that's like the place.
That's the best place to watch
because nobody was there, but they were playing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It wasn't packed?
No, because we were where I was going to watch it was like this big outdoor, like there's a bunch of bars and stuff, and then there's a big screen, and so like you can go to the bars, and it's like a courtyard area almost for bars, and then so you can watch. It's like intended to watch sports and stuff and drink, but that was so packed, and so I was like, well, we're not gonna go here, and so there's a Mexican restaurant like right catty corner. And so we went there. Nobody there, but they were playing the game.
Smart.
Golden, yeah.
So I guess we should visit some Mexican restaurants this year. Well, next year.
Where is it?
The World
Is it
Cup?
like in Los Angeles or something?
Yeah, it's supposed to be in LA, I think. I don't know if they're going to end up doing that or not.
No, I had some friends that went to the Brazil World Cup, and they said it was horrendous. Like terrible conditions.
Really?
Yes.
What'd they say about it?
Just like filthy filth. It's just filth.
Whoa.
Dirty streets, dirty hotels, dirty people. Like there's so many.
Rio de Janeiro?
I mean, think
I've
about.
never been to Brazil, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's the cleanest place, but and then when you have millions of people flooding in, it's not like you're staying at the Ritz.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, enough about sports. Anything else?
Let's take a short break. And we're back.
Do you want to do my questions?
Yeah, I want to do your questions. What do you got?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to pick category 1 through 4 first.
4.
Okay, and then you have to pick a number 1 through 4.
7. Sorry, 3.
Three?
3.
Oh. If this is like a
Should've
question.
gone with 7.
This is a question that like builds off of another question, so it doesn't make sense by itself. Okay. So pick a new number 1 through 10.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's a secret fear you've overcome?
Terrified of the ocean.
What?
Actually, yeah, big time. I was always when I first started. Yeah.
Is that what you tell yourself before you go in the ocean? I'm a little kitty, but I'm
Yeah.
I'm a lion.
The impossible me. No, I.
You're like Makana the lion.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. Shout out to Bethany Hamilton's book. Great kids book, by the way. No, I was really, really scared of like floating away. So like when I was a kid and we would go to the beach. Yeah. Just hear me out.
I'm listening.
So when we would go to the beach, the water on the East Coast was always really murky. And so like I would get scared if I, was out far enough that I couldn't touch the bottom anymore. And so like I wouldn't stay out in the ocean very long. But I always like wanted to go farther and I always wanted to surf. But so then when I got to California and I started surfing, dude, I would not ever go to a spot that didn't already have multiple other surfers there because I wanted to be around people and I was scared. At least I didn't know what I was doing. So I was like, well, what happens if I start floating away and like a current takes me like way out to sea and I can't ever get back again? Like that's a terrifying thought. But then also like I was really scared of sharks. That was, I don't know, too much Shark Week for sure. Definitely watched way too much Shark Week when I was a kid. So then I'm like scared of sharks too. So I would always go where there were a ton of people. But then as time went on and I became a better and better surfer, I was like, oh, I can go here by myself. I'm confident in it and I'll be okay. Still scared, but I was like, oh, well, I'll do it. And we'll see what happens. So
now you go running into the ocean with your surfboard, like you're on Baywatch.
Yeah. No, I was really scared of that stuff. It was a big deal for me to overcome that.
So how did you overcome it? You just did it?
Yeah, I just had to do a lot of it. Like I spent probably 2 or 3 years straight where I rarely ever missed a day. Like even if the waves weren't good, if it was like 1 to 2 foot, I was going to the beach anyway. And I was going to use that time to learn how to surf the smaller waves.
But was that to overcome your fear or to become a better surfer?
It was a little bit of both. I mean, because like I really wanted to be decent at surfing. I really wanted to enjoy what that was like. So I spent as much time as I could in the ocean. Like it didn't matter if I would wake other people up in the barracks to go surfing with me, even if they didn't want to. I'd be like, dude, we're going. I don't care. Get up. It's going to be a fun day. So, and we would just go. We just did a bunch of that. But like I started surfing in California with like 5 or 6 guys from my shop. And then they all kind of like fizzled out and didn't really go that much. And I just like kept going like every day and every day and every day. And I don't know. I just loved it. Surfing in California was awesome. Sorry. Got a little sidetracked there. Anyway, back to you. What's that same question back to you? What's a fear that you've overcome? Achoo! So not 7 this time.
Not 7.
Sneezes.
Oh. No, it's the Florida air makes me sneeze like 87 times. Literally, I sneeze so many times and I like shake my head because it's just like so much that then Blake will sneeze and like shake her head. It's funny. A secret fear that I've overcome. Well, I'd like to start by saying that it's not secret that I have a fear of the ocean and it's not overcome. So, I just wanted you to know where I stand on that.
Why do you say it's not overcome?
Because I still am scared of the ocean.
Oh.
I just go in it more.
That's fair.
But I still feel like if I go too far out, then I'm going to get taken away and I'm going to be lost at sea. For me, I watched too much. I Shouldn't Be Alive. Mostly that. Yeah.
Never seen it.
It's a show on the Discovery Channel. I don't know if it's still on, but it was when we were kids, about people, most of them who were like doing some nature-y activity, like hiking or rafting or like somewhere out in the world. And then they end up or like on a boat in the middle of the ocean. And then they end up in some situation where they should have died, but they survived. And so there were a lot of those where it was like people lost at sea for and more than 10 seconds.
Yeah,
so
that would suck.
But a secret fear that I have overcome. Probably my whole entire sales job that I did for several years, which I feel like I overcame it at the time, but now that I haven't been doing it for a while, I don't know, like if you were to put me back into that, I feel like I'd figure it out, but
I definitely think you'd figure it out, but do you think it's more like a muscle thing? Like you haven't done it in a long time, so now it scares you more? Does you feel like you're out of practice or?
Yeah, I think that's probably just because I haven't been in that game for a while. But when I was in it, it was my secret fear because like it was my job, so I couldn't be like, I'm scared of this. So I just did it and overcame it. But it was a lot of things because it was lots of traveling and meeting with clients and prospects and people I'd never met before. And a lot of people, pretty much everybody, because I was young at the time, who I felt like had more industry knowledge and experience than I did. And lots of events that like I had to do by myself and all these things, and you just figure it out. But you have to like put on your cape of confidence because it's your job, so you can't be scared. But so I did figure out how to overcome it and not let it cripple me. But it definitely was scary. Like I would get home or like back to the hotel because often I was out of town. Because the stuff in town was not scary. That was just like regular work stuff. But I get back to the hotel and I would be like so proud of myself. And then I also still did my other stuff too. Like I'd go to the gym and work out, or I'd go to the pool and swim laps and whatever I was training for after doing that, which I feel very proud of myself for that, because sometimes when I get scared, I feel like that cripples me. And so I had this period of time where I didn't let it cripple me for a very long time, doing very scary stuff. To me, that's like outside of my natural comfort zone.
That makes sense. How did you get this job again? Is this where you moved from? You moved from TSL straight into that? Because you didn't have sales experience prior to that job, right?
No, I was like an account manager at my previous job. So I had the ability to build good relationships with people and have to like give them bad news often. And so then I got a job in sales because of that ability to like build rapport and have a relationship building muscle in my bones. Mm-hmm. Not in my bones, because your muscles aren't in your bones. But yeah, that's why.
No, that's really impressive.
What's a secret fear that you haven't overcome?
I think I need some
reflection.
Spend some more time reflecting. Yeah. Secret fear that I haven't overcome. I don't know.
Nothing. You have any fears
that
you're dealing with currently?
I don't know. I feel uncomfortable going to the gym.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. Just sometimes, like, I go to the gym and there are these other large individuals.
That's why you just wear a hat. If you wear a hat to the gym, no one can see you.
I know. I wear a hat every time.
There you go. Problem solved. You're welcome.
Thank you. I guess that fear's overcome now. Whoosh. If I had known it was that easy.
It is that easy. That's my secret hack.
That's amazing. I don't know. I don't think that I necessarily have a lot of fears. I don't know. Maybe there's like the fear of rejection going into job interviews sometimes. I don't know. I'll have to do some more self-reflecting. More on that next time.
Now you have to remember.
I got a week.
You like to do that where you like promise what you're going to do in the next video or thing, like the playground thing in Europe that we never did.
Oh, yeah. That was...
Okay, real short story. Then we're getting back to our topic at hand. When we were in Europe, Isaiah's favorite place, in Ireland, there were lots of playgrounds everywhere, and we thought they were really cool.
They looked awesome.
So we said in a video, and this is like, I'm pretty sure still at the end of a video, like, we're going to go to these playgrounds and rate them. Rate, R-A-T-E. Rate them, score them.
Grade them.
Grade them. And it was just the two of us. We didn't have a baby at the time. And it was very, very cold there. So we had this plan and we were going to go to the playground. But then if it was cold and wet, like that's not a good day to go to a playground, but that's what everybody thinks. So then the sun comes out and then everyone wants to go to the playground, like people who have actual kids. And then we were like, it's actually turning out to be really weird that two adults with a camera go to a playground. Yeah. So we actually did several times, like go to a playground with the intention of doing this. And then it was like, no, this is going to be way too weird. So we never did it. Anyway, back to today's episode.
But for real, though, those playgrounds were awesome. If I was a kid, I would have loved to play on those playgrounds.
Yeah, that's probably why they were always
packed
with people.
That does make sense. But I don't understand like why they build so much cooler playgrounds in Europe, but the ones here are kind of like, eh.
Yeah, trying to make them safe.
Safe's overrated. in my opinion. But anyway, I already told you my fear that I haven't overcome.
Fear of the gym. Okay.
Yes, fear of the gym. Do I have to give you another one?
No, that's my phone. No, I just didn't know that that was a fear.
What fears did you think that I had?
I don't know. You didn't want to name any of your fears, so I'm not going to name your fears.
I don't think we've ever talked about that, really.
Well, I can identify things about you that you don't know.
I believe that. There's probably a lot of that.
I reflect for you.
Do you really?
Yeah, so you should do your own self-reflection so that you can know the things that I know.
Sounds like you should just speed up the process since we've identified that speed is a thing of mine. And why don't you tell me what my reflection is so then I don't have to do the reflecting and then we just...
Because you're the kind of person who has to get there by yourself.
That's a good point. Yeah, I don't really like taking advice from people. I take advice. I take advice if it's credible advice.
But you have to get there on your own.
Yeah, what do you mean? Give me an example.
Like eating whole foods for the majority of your meals.
Well, I just didn't have that influence on me before you.
Yeah, but even when I would suggest like, hey, let's eat like this.
Well, now that I know that I have high cholesterol, we're going to have to make some changes.
See, that's what I'm saying. You have to get there on your own.
Well, I'm there. No, whole foods are really good. I thoroughly enjoy eating the whole foods that we have been eating. You make great eggs too.
You're just saying whatever pops into your head comes out of your mouth like a 4-year-old. Bookshelf and books, and out the window there's a dad walking a baby.
No, that's...
And a tree is growing. Yesterday it didn't have as many leaves.
Well, that's
I
something
like your
interesting
suit.
too. Yeah. Why? At what point do you decide like, hey, it's not okay to just like observe all of these things and say these things and be like a kid? Like, kids have no fear to say or do anything. Like, why does that go away? Do you think that that's more of like, oh, I care about what other people are going to think of me? Or am I just going to do things because this is what I want to do?
I think it's because kids also don't really know how to communicate into the world. So when you're an adult, you can figure out how to formulate coherent thoughts and then present them to the outside world and not just have it be your stream of consciousness unless you're reflecting and just doing a stream of consciousness thing.
Well, I mean, I'm not just doing a stream of consciousness thing right now, I don't think. Maybe I could be if you gave me your reflection.
Did you just see those people that walked by?
Yeah.
Did you want to say something about it?
No, I didn't. See, I'm not just saying whatever comes to my mind.
Because sometimes when people are talking and you're trying to follow along with what they say, and if you like blink and then all of a sudden they were talking about one thing and then they're talking about eggs, you're like, how did you get there? So I think it helps to have a path that's like kind of connected to itself.
Yeah, but that involves more structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're better at structure than I am. I'm just kind of interested in everything.
Yeah, but you need some guideposts. Guardrails
To the conversation.
Yeah, it's like why you have guardrails on the road so you don't just drive off a cliff.
Is that what those are for?
Yeah. What do you think they're for?
Well, I mean, yeah, but you still follow the road. Like, you don't use the guardrails unless your freaking car you lost its brakes. Are you trying to say that I've lost my brakes on this conversation and I need the guardrail to keep me from going off the cliff?
I'm just saying, like, sometimes something could happen and you can go a little off course But if you have guardrails there, then you don't die or fall off the cliff.
See, I consider myself more like a ship. I go where the wind takes me and, just get blown from one.
Do you know how ships work?
Yeah. Do you know how? I'm talking about like the old fashioned ship.
You don't just like put your ship in the ocean and then be like, well, wherever it takes me.
No, I know, but you can still get blown off course.
Yeah. And
sometimes
then
that leads you to South America instead of India. Yeah, I'm a little off course.
And then you get on land and you die because you don't know where you are. And there are people there to kill you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
I
think I'm losing steam anyway.
Okay. Well, let's wrap it up then. It was just getting interesting. So we were off the rails. Tune in next time. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again soon.
Bye.